Hello, I'm Gina McGinnis, and welcome to Sheffield Sharks TV on a very exciting game. We're in the semifinals, and we're in the second leg of the playoffs with Glasgow Rocks. We won by 11 points on Friday, and today's game is going to find out and show us whether we're going to go on to the finals. So let's talk to John to find out about the significance of today's game. John, this is a very significant game, but can you explain to us how the playoffs work?
So the playoffs work, at the end of the regular season, the teams in the top 8 qualify to the playoff competition. So we've got the opportunity then for the teams to win another trophy. So team in 1 plays 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5. So the Sharks finished 3rd, which meant we played London. Up 2 legs, get through that. We got to play Glasgow in the semi-final, and we're here tonight, having played on Friday, leading by 11 from that game. So the 2 game scores are added together. So tonight the Sharks, it's a weird situation, can lose the game but still win the tie. So lose by less than 10 or less, and we win. We go through the tie.
Okay. This is the second leg for the semifinals. How do you feel like we did in Glasgow?
We did a good job. I think we played really well in the start of the fourth quarter. We let them get back in it. Credit to them, they hit some shots, but we kind of took our eye off the ball a little bit, and they capitalized on that, which is disappointing. But we walked in with an 11-point lead, so we just got to make sure we come out and stay focused on defense, and don't try to do anything extra. Just play our game and stay within ourselves.
So do you feel like we have a home court advantage tonight, and what do you think we need to really do? You mentioned defense. Anything else?
We settled a little bit too much in that fourth quarter for 3-point shots. We got to attack the rim a little bit more. A little more ball movement would help us out. I think sometimes we kind of made 1 or 2 passes and took a shot. So if tonight we come in, just move the ball a little bit more, everyone touch it and play together, it'll be a lot.
All right. Well, how do you feel like you've done so far?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a pretty good run so far. I think the first round we really did a good job of jumping out on Worcester early and gave ourselves a good cushion for the second leg, and we were able to progress from there. We met Sheffield in the next round. We saw them Friday. Didn't come out with the best intensity level. I think Sheffield really came out with the upper hand as far as concentration and things like that, but I feel good about where we're going from here.
It's fantastic. And did you expect to get this far in the semifinals?
Yes, I do. I expected every year to get that far. I mean, I think that's what we're all here for. Once you get to that playoff, then it's just about trying to get to the championship game, and that's what our goals are and our intentions. So, to answer your question, we did expect it, and that's what we hope for.
Well, good luck tonight. Thank you, Sterling. And now let's go to our commentators, John Timms and Ian McKinney.
And here we are, it's the Sharks versus the Glasgow Rocks, the second leg of the BBL semi-final. And the Sharks with Gerald Brooks goes up quick, and Brandon Hogg there, and it's 2 offensive rebounds early on in the game. And the Sharks, the intensity starts straight away in. You must remember these big BBL playoff games in your career.
Yeah, exciting times. Don't be surprised to see a frantic, frenetic start. A few mistakes, maybe players just getting that adrenaline, getting the adrenaline levels right. They'll be wanting to play hard. They know what's at stake. It's the end of the season, and the intensity will certainly be there for the first few minutes. Maybe just see which team can settle down into their rhythm the quickest.
And the Sharks there, Mike Tuck with the long two of the look, and it's great to see so many Rocks fans here at EIS Sheffield tonight, making a lot of noise supporting their team. As Will Hall, the Sheffield guy, comes through, and Mike Tuck gets a piece of that. And the defensive intensity, it's really, really great from both teams so far, Ian.
Yeah, I think in these situations you see an open look for Mike there, nails a 3.
A big 3 from Mike Tuck there. The Sheffield crowd love that.
You almost want in these situations just first 2 or 3 offenses, get that ball moving as much as you can, let it pass through everybody's hands, let them feel their way into the game. Certainly don't pass up open looks. As we see a couple of offensive rebounds at both ends already.
Grab out for the Rocks.
We'll see that all evening. I think, guys will be prepared to make that extra effort to get to the boards, to get in the passing lanes, to get on the floor. They know tonight the result goes against them, and it's the last game of the season. There's an opportunity to play at the O2 Arena at stake. So you'll certainly see, and you would hope to see in a playoff game, nothing given at any quarter. Good physical, tough game from both sides.
The Sharks defense there keeps the Rocks down, pulls up at the end of the shot clock. Gramo doesn't drop, and Mike Tuck gets called for a holding foul there.
He leads this team from the front, both in terms of his scoring, but also his effort and intensity. He doesn't let guys on his team rest. He's on them all the time to be working hard, and he leads by example, so his teammates have no choice. So if in lots of ways he's a player that the Sharks would miss. And then you're right, John, at the other end, the ability to match up with Kieran Ashara, who is a significant offensive threat, as we see another offensive rebound for the Sharks. That's key for the Sharks, to be able to make them work hard on offense and not give in a tight playoff game, give any easy points to the leading scorers for the Rocks.
Keep playing defense. Basket's good there for Warren Gills. Does a great job there. Takes the contact and makes the basket. Gills makes the bonus and ties the game. Brandon Hogg comes down the floor. The Sharks looking to try and get something going. Trying to get that ball, looking inside. Gerald Brooks comes off the curl, doesn't get it. Brandon Hogg pulls up off the dribble and hits a nice two.
That's a big bucket there for the Sharks. Rocks were building some momentum in every single passing lane, did a great job stopping, then a fantastic piece of individual skill there just to create some space and knock down the shot.
Gills from the corner, doesn't get the drop, and Brandon Hogg comes down the floor, steps through everybody and kisses it off the glass, and Brandon Hogg has 4 quick points, pushing the Sharks out. Clark straight down the middle there. There was the defense there. Took advantage of nobody in front of him and just went to the hoop. Gerald Brooks comes off the screen. And Akara there steps out a little bit too much.
And physicality out there. If they don't call a tight game at the start, sometimes things get out of hand. The players will adjust, hopefully, and maybe they get a little bit more freedom when the game's on the line, which is the right way to be playing.
Gerald Brooks comes round everybody, pulls up, doesn't get it to drop, and the Sharks manage to nearly keep the ball in there. I think Sam Talawasi and TJ out-rebounding each other there.
Yeah, but Coach Lyons will love to see that. Again, we think we've got 2 or 3 offensive boards already. His guy's got his hands on that one, unlucky not to come up with it. If they can create some easy points from that, again, in close games, yes, Sharks are bringing a lead into this game, but they'll want to keep it tight. They'll want to win the game and keep that momentum going into what would be a final if they can secure victory again tonight.
Sam Talawasi goes out. I think a bit more of a matchup on the guards there for the Sharks. Brandon Hogg just turns Clark away and goes to the hoop. And Brandon Clark is ready to start this game, Ian.
Yeah, that's great to see. And also, you've got to love seeing Brownell coming into the game. Here we are for the Sharks, 4 minutes into the biggest game of the season, and Coach Lyons, no reservations about using any of his players on this floor. They have confidence in each other, as we see another easy bucket for Hogg, and the Sharks take a 6-point lead.
And that's enough. Brandon Hogg has led the Sharks in this first quarter so far, and that's enough for Coach Sterling Davis of the Rocks to call for timeout. The Sharks leading 11-5. And out of the timeout, the Rocks inbound the ball. And George Brownell all over Grabo there. Little arm, but nothing. Will Hall gets inside and reverses it through. And gets it back. And the Sharks pull the rebound in. And Gerald Brooks comes down the floor. The screen there comes and steps back. And it's in the hand of Brandon Hogg. Oh, the defense steps off him. All opened up in front of him there.
Yeah, he almost couldn't believe how much space he had. He seemed a little bit surprised.
Good pass there from Gillis. Finds Will Hall underneath, who lays it in.
Yeah, he's a good player, Will Hall. We saw him at the Sharks for Leeds last season and has been doing well against them this year. Really come on as a good English talent, starting his career in Sheffield. But it's good to see him just coming on year as a player. He's not really got going tonight.
The subs coming in for the Rocks there that sees Chara go out. And Stevens going up against TJ. Turns off and gets that to drop over. And it's 2-point game here. 4 minutes to go left in the first quarter. And John Barber from outside for 3. Doesn't drop. And the Rocks pull the ball in again. Gets in the corner to Bunyan, who misses that. And Brandon Hogg comes down the floor. And he's going everywhere and pulls up again. And at the moment, Ian, they just can't stop him when he's got the ball on the floor.
No, he just I would say head down, but his head's not down. They're good moves under control. He's just determined to get to that basket every time. Nobody's drawn a line and stop him, so why not keep going until...
Bunyan there gets back door on it, on George Brown, who reaches round and just commits the foul. The Rocks trying to get that ball in there. I think there's a little bit of a mismatch between George Brown and Will Hall. And the hand there from Mike Tuck. Mats is in the corner. Doesn't drop, and Kyle Oddister, who's coming to the game for Gerald Brooks, pulls the rebound in. And the hot hand of Brandon Hogg has the ball again. Just playing smart, comes off the curl, kicks it out to TJ for 3. Doesn't get dropped, and Mike Tuck gets the rebound. Oddister drives down, finds TJ in the corner, who drives to the middle, turns up left. Doesn't get it to drop there. But the Sharks making the Rocks keep playing defense here, keep getting offensive rebounds, second chance opportunities.
Yeah, they looked settled for a couple of threes, the Sharks, and the Rocks missed a couple at the other end, which is unusual for these two teams. Shoot the ball pretty well from the perimeter. You just see a slight shift in momentum. There'll be lots more in this game with the Rocks just pulling back after the timeout. They've tightened up that defense certainly, stopped the offensive rebounds, and we're not really seeing that ball move between players' hands in the Sharks like it was before. But credit to Hogg, he's still getting to the bucket and making things happen for the Sharks.
Brandon Hogg makes 1 from 2. 11 points in that first quarter, Ian, and Coach Lyons has just said you need to have a rest, we'll bring you back in a second one, and brings Gerald back in.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen both sides use their full squads. I think both teams have used 8 players already in this first quarter, and Gerald will certainly have benefited from watching the success that Brandon's had. He knows what works, and he'll keep pressing the defense, I'm sure. And I think for both sides, maybe there's a little bit of fatigue at this stage of the season, but also wanting to get guys into the game, get them up to speed, get them used to the feel of that ball. Like I said, in such a big game, you don't want players coming on in the third and fourth quarter who haven't seen any action, so not a surprise as the Rocks come up with the ball again, a chance to cut this lead even further.
And the Rocks there, that little period of play, the Rocks right back into the game. A 1-point game with 1:11 left here in the first quarter. And Gerald Brooks went hard to the basket there, but the big arms came out from the Rocks and caused him to miss that. And a foul there, the referee saw that from Mazic, definitely pushed off Gerald Brooks. Kyle Oddister goes off the screen, turns around, doesn't get that to drop. And George Brown on the ball. The screen comes there. Bunyan gets past Gerald Brooks, finds Kieran Akaro, gets a whistle.
This one to tie it up leaves things finely balanced. We'll see who can start to dictate on offense, because we're seeing pretty good defense from both teams. See if the Sharks just get back to moving that ball a little more, so the guys it's passing through the hands and they can get the shots that they want.
And Akara there makes them move, and the game's, and the Rocks lead by 1 after those 2 free throws. George Brownell from way out doesn't drop. Good boxing out there from the Rocks, and they'll get a chance to extend their lead here at the end of the first quarter. Looks to get that in there. Great hands from Mike Tuck there.
Yes, just 5 seconds, but every basket's important. They want to make sure the Rocks don't end with a momentum-changing bucket to finish the quarter.
And the
defense.
Yeah, the Sharks do that. Great defense there. The Sharks team coming in, securing that defensive stop. Don't want to let that. And the ball over the top, and Gerald Brooks gets the shot off, and it doesn't quite go. Lovely play there from the Sharks. The ball over the top to Gerald, who gets down the floor, puts it up, and it doesn't drop. And at the end of the first quarter, the Rocks are eating into the Sharks' playoff lead. It's down to 10 points. The Sharks leading the Rocks leading 15-14. So it's the start of the second quarter. The Rocks inbounding the ball, leading by 1 on the night, but down by 10 against the Sharks in the BBL semi-final tie. Good pick and roll move there by the Rocks, isolating Gerald Brooks there.
It's smart, looked like something the Rocks drew up coming out of the quarter break there. Coach Davis had his pad out. He recognised the Sharks been switching a lot of those screens, and that left Ashara underneath with Gerald Brooks on him. As we see another miss there. Sharks will get the ball back, but Coach Lyons will want to make sure that ball's passing through hands and the Sharks start getting the shots that they want rather than the ones that the Rocks want them to take. And at the other end, they just got to get to remain physical, nothing easy in the paint, and start to dictate to the Rocks a little bit more. The last 2 or 3 buckets have been heading towards the basket. Got to try and keep forcing them away from the basket on defense.
Gerald Brooks there clears everybody, make sure he got some space there, and fired the ball across. Sharks inbound the ball, and Gerald Brooks hits the 2. And that's only the 3rd Sharks play to score in the game, Ian.
Yes, I mean, they've been good looks. Brandon Hogg, when you can break one, make them down off the first pass and get a layup, you'll take that most times through. But we saw in the second half of that quarter, some of the other guys struggled, just not having had good looks yet. But good defense here from the Sharks. Oh, just came up, forced Koshara to change his shot at the last minute. You see again the advantage of having the presence of Mike Tuck in the middle there. That was a layup if he wasn't in the right position.
And the Sharks there moving that ball around again. John Barber inside. The defensive help comes there, causes John Barber to rearrange, and I think lucky there a hand came on it because there was nowhere for him to go at one point. There's some big arms inside there for the Rocks when you get underneath the basket.
Yeah, it's good defense. A good defense again. He kind of bailed himself out, threw the ball up, and somehow was able to come up with it again, and Sharks have ended up with the ball. Good defense again, smart play.
The Rocks there getting the ball in, and Achara steps out, and good ball movement from the Rocks, gets it all the way around, and TJ Robinson pulls in a missed shot. Brandon Hogg now with the ball, just been a little bit less aggressive. Mike Tuck gets inside, drops his shoulder, which caused the defense to react, and the Sharks are back in front as the Rocks come straight down the middle, and Brandon Hogg gets position and takes the foul.
Particularly for the Sharks with that lead of 11 points from the first leg. The longer this game stays close, the better it is for them. But I said at the start, they'll want to be focusing on winning this game and not having to think about that lead from the first leg. Once you start thinking about that, then you're thinking about protecting a lead rather than trying to play aggressive and win a game. As we see good defense again from the Rocks.
And the Rocks touch the ball last, and it comes off a hand from inside there from somewhere from a Rocks player, and the Sharks get the ball again. Brandon Hogg, who looks, oh wow, gets through everybody there, and somehow it didn't drop. And the Rocks come down the floor, pulls up, and TJ Walker rises high.
Huge rebound.
Yeah, grabs that big rebound there. A 3-on-1 break from the Rocks resulted in nothing for them there. Gerald Brooks goes down there, looks to rearrange, but block shot there from Kieran Akara. The Sharks rebounding hard, but the big arms again from the Rocks causing some defensive problems.
Yeah, good offense, good defense. Normally good offense wins, but the Rocks came up with the ball that time, as we see another open three for the Rocks. And eventually made one, which if the Sharks keep leaving him open, is going to happen.
And Hammerschmidt there makes a three. Rocks now leading by 2.
I'd like to see the Sharks going at Hammerschmidt a little bit more on the other end here. John Barber, a big physical presence. He's got a good height advantage on him there, but he seems to be on the perimeter at the moment.
Brandon Hogg there just looks like he may have gone over on his ankle a little bit there playing defense, but you see Akara for 3, hits a 3, gives the Rocks a 5-point lead, and that's enough for coach Atiba Lyons. He calls a timeout with the Rocks leading 23-18, and the Sharks inbound the ball. Down now by 5 after the 3 from Kieran Akara. TJ looking to get the ball in and nearly loses it there, but Brandon Hogg gets off the dribble. More big hands coming in there, another block shot, but Brandon Hogg gets inside, and this time a foul comes. TJ makes 1 from 2. Grabo there using the defensive heat coming from John Barber, and the Sharks switching up. And Will Hall there kicks it back around. And Masic there, and it's back with Will Hall. There's a mismatch. And the spin there, but loses it. And Mike Tuck pulls it in. And TJ goes down the middle, doesn't get it to drop. And it's the long frame again of Kieran Akara, making sure there's no easy rebounds there for anybody to get orb shots.
Yeah. We saw almost a noticeable shift in defensive intensity from the Sharks. Just not able to maintain it for 2 possessions in a row.
Brandon Hogg there called for a foul. Didn't complain. I think he must have known he got him somewhere. So
it's a good test for Gerald tonight. That's a good start to the game. Hogg's come in and played well. Just you sometimes forget it's good that they've had 8 guys on the floor, but obviously your starters are used to playing 7-8 minutes in that first quarter. It disrupts their rhythm a little bit as well as Hogg's played. He's had a couple of rests tonight. Let's see if the Sharks can make sure they're getting back and involved in the game a little bit more, as others have played. He's a very unselfish player, but the Sharks need that ball passing through his hands, as we see it reaching him at the beginning. He can create for other people, as we see the assist there, leading to 3 free throws. But he'll certainly be a key as the game gets tighter and tighter towards the end. Sharks need him playing well. They need him making good decisions.
So Kyle Oddister on the line gets the big foul from Jordan Clark. Sends him to the line for 3 shots. But the Sharks come up with it after he's missed it. Oh, and TJ just stepped out of bounds. Little bit of full court pressure here from the Sharks. Grabo looking to try and get the ball into the hands now of Akara. The screen comes on Grabo, pulls it up for 3. Doesn't get it, and a big rebound. And Kyle Oddister there comes down the middle. And TJ drives to the middle there and gets called for the offensive foul.
Yeah, I think just about got that one right.
Some more pressure on the clock there from the Sharks. Grabo there with Kyle Oddister. And Will Hall kicks it up to the top now. Achara's got Sam Tolawasi on him. Gets him up in the air, but then gets called for the travel.
Yeah, tight calls. Coach Davis having a quick chat with the officials. He didn't agree with their decision.
Gerald Brooks just not quite there at the moment. Misses that one, and Grabo comes down the middle. And Chara gets it down this time, and Grabo from way out hits the 3. And
we see that's no bad thing for the Sharks. They need to see Brooks being aggressive. He can make that shot, he can take it. He needs to make sure he's getting involved in the game.
Kyle Oddister comes off the turns but steps back. Doesn't get it to drop, but this time he comes back out to Gerald Brooks, who hits the 3.
I think if he doesn't take that shot before, I don't think he makes that second one. But you can see all of a sudden his mindset changes. Yes, he missed the shot, but he could make the one before. You're not going to make every single shot, but by being aggressive, looking to shoot and score, opportunity arrives a couple of seconds later, and he knocks it down. As Ashara looks to close or to extend the lead at the other end. Sharks looking. Careless turnover there.
More defense required. Sam Tolawasi with the pressure on the ball there. Another big screen. Hills looking to get it inside. And comes up there, tough defense in there. Sam Tolawasi being asked to play bigger than he is.
Yeah, he made it as tough as he could. Rocks will be disappointed. That's as easy a shot as you could hope for to work towards. As Tuck has a chance to close the deficit at the other end. Another big 3 from the captain.
Mike Tuck hits the 3. He's not popular with the Rocks fans, but he'll be happy about making that for them. It's back to a 1-point lead for the Rocks. Gills does a good job there, gets the foul called.
We see another big bucket at one end, and just took the opportunity in between to kind of marshal his troops and get them ready to go. As we see another strong battle for the board. Excellent recovery from John Barber.
And
knocked the ball out of the hand, not the hands of the player, onto the baseline, and the Sharks get the ball back. It was knocked by a Sharks player, but because the Rocks player had his foot out of court, ball goes to the Sharks, who look to try and take the lead again now.
Big opportunity here for the Sharks. Gerald Brooks comes around the screen, pulls up for 3, doesn't drop, and Achara with another rebound. Get the ball down the ball quick. It's good, quick movement, and it's 3 from the corner. Mike Tuck gets called for the foul. Will send Warren Gillis to the line.
Whenever the game's level or Sharks are up by the odd point, then they know that 12 points is a lot to pull back. But 5 or 6 is only a couple of possessions away from putting themselves into the lead overall.
Gillis hits all three. Gives the Rocks a 4-point lead. The Sharks looking to shorten that up. Like you said, Ian, Coach Davis would be happy if his team are 4 or 5 points up. That's almost half the job done that they need to do on the night. As Mike Tuck goes down the middle, doesn't get it to drop. And Gerald Brooks, hustling hard for the rebound, gets it to come off a Rocks player.
Yeah, not just keeping him in the game, but that intensity going to the offensive boards. The Sharks have come up with boards, got their hand on so many different possessions. When the shots aren't falling in a low-scoring game, they really put the Rocks under pressure to give themselves a chance to get those second chance points and build a lead. Without those offensive boards and second chance points, this lead will be bigger than it is just now.
Back into Okara inside, going up against Mike Tuck. Beautiful little hook shot there. Knocks it down. It's a 6-point lead.
Yeah, smart move. Ashara knows Mike Tuck's got 2 fouls, so Mike, smart defense, knows he doesn't want to commit as he lines up another 3-point shot.
And Mike Tuck hits the 3. Brings it back in, and a good opportunity. A big defensive stop required by the Sharks. And it's George Brownell against Gills. Sends him into the middle. But a great cut there by the Rocks. And Gillis finds his man underneath.
Excellent basketball.
But it's a great basketball game here at EIS Sheffield. And at the half, the Rocks are in the game, leading by 5. Down by 6 overall in the tie. But they're coming back into it. And the Rocks lead 35-30. So here we go, it's the second half of the BBL playoff semi-final, the Sharks versus the Rocks. Somebody's season ends tonight. So far the Sharks still lead by 5 overall as TJ goes, misses, and Brandon Hogg comes up with a tip back from, and Gerald Brooks, and the game starts just like the first half, Ian. It's frenetic, but Gerald Brooks steps up with the 3.
Yeah, huge shot. We talked about his rhythm maybe being a little bit broken by the rotation, but you'd love to see that in a player. Miss or make that shot to come out aggressive and be looking to score. His team need him to score and be aggressive in this game. It was a good look as we see a breakdown at the other end that drives coaches mad.
Makes that. And he'll go out for that. Picked up an early foul there for TJ, gives him 3. Sees Kyle Hollister come back into the game.
Yeah, which gives the Rocks a slight height advantage, but we see relatively small matchups for both teams with a 3-guard rotation and 2 big guys in there. Let's see if that increases the volume of 3-point shots in the first couple of minutes as we see Hogg doing what he did well in the first half. Another layup.
He misses that, and the Sharks don't quite come up with a rebound. John Barber got a hand on it, and Will Hall, the Rocks down the floor quick, goes up against Mike Tuck, spins underneath, doesn't get anything there. Will Hall thinks that the ball came off a Sharks player there. The referee doesn't. And unfortunately, Will, you lose that battle.
That's right. Looks good defense. Let's credit that first, but certainly looked like it went out of a Sharks player. But Sharks ball.
And Gerald Brooks is back in this game. Back-to-back 3-pointers for Gerald Brooks and ties the game at 38.
Yeah, big games. You look for big players. He stepped up. 2 shots we know he can take and make again as we see him looking to come out and lead this team. Great experience for him, like we said. Playoff basketball's never simple, it's always intense, but he's just come back as he tries to lead the team on defense at one end. Unlucky, the Sharks just losing out there. I think they'll give that one to they've waved it off.
Well, we thought that went in time, Ian. We're stood next to Coach Davis for the Rocks, who certainly thought that went in time, but the table officials and the referees didn't. So
that's right. What do we know? The referees are always right.
Brandon Hogg goes off the dribble and tries to find a gap. Sharks get the ball in safely to Mike Tuck, and Gerald Brooks, hits another three. It's 3 in 3 for Gerald Brooks, and he is back in this game, Ian.
Huge. We talk about mindset and aggression. There was nothing else in his mind but that ball was going up, creating the space off the pick and roll. He's already made 2. He's got the hot hand. It was in the flow of the offense. What a huge, huge three-pointer. Gerald Brooks leading the Sharks as we start this second half.
And John Barber now for 3. Doesn't drop. And Kieran Akshara now playing the point spot. He's done everything else so far for the Rocks. Why not play point guard as well? Grabo there has been working hard for his team, and it's Will Hall hustling hard. Finds Gerald Akara inside. Mismatch there. They keep isolating. They do a good job in isolating Kieran Akara, and Gerald Brooks guarding him. It happens quite a lot in the game.
Yeah, they recognise the Sharks switch a lot of the screens, and often that leaves Brooks on one of the smaller guys. As we see another open shot missed by the Sharks just there in the Rocks break. Yeah, they recognise that well throughout the game, because Sharks switch because they've got a lot of height in there, so they can afford to leave it. We see Hall with a big 3 in the corner. He's been a little bit off his game tonight. You'd expect him to make most of those shots.
The Sharks call the play, leading by 1. Gerald Brooks pulls up off the dribble for 3. This time short. I think earned the right to take that shot, and gets the steal back there as well. The Sharks moving the ball around again. Kyle Oddister now gets it inside to Mike Tuck, comes in there and gets a foul call against Kieran Achara. And that's enough for Coach Davis. He wants a timeout. The Sharks definitely starting this half the better, Ian. Mike Tuck there, misses the 2 free throws, to the delight of the Rocks fans in the EIS tonight. And he will be looking to make up for that, I'm sure. Gillis does a good job, gets through everybody and gets to the basket. A little bit like Brandon Hogg there for a second.
Yeah, a good aggressive move, as we see. I think the free throw line's too close for Mike tonight. He's made 3 out of 3 from the 3-point line. So maybe he should just take a step backwards when he's shooting the penalty shots.
And Mike Tuck there, good pass from Kyle Oddister. Gerald Brooks crosses over, and this time it's another long arm from Achara, gets another block on Gerald. Will Hall comes down the middle, and the Sharks hustle hard to get back on defense, but Clark from way out.
Big 3.
Warren Gillis hits that from way out.
Thought the Rocks had passed up an opportunity there as they came down with extra numbers on the break. Will Hall passed up a short jumper.
Brandon Hogg with the ball. Finds Gerald Brooks trying to get it into Mike Tuck. The shot clock counting down. Spins. Makes a move and doesn't get it to drop. Another long arm from Kieran Achara. Gillis goes all the way in. And it's a 6-point lead. And the good work done by the Sharks has been undone there by the Rocks.
Another strong move. We see the difference having Mazic on Hogg with his extra length and a little bit of extra quickness. The other guards have struggled with that quickness in the start of the game, but he gave him a little bit more space. Smart move. He's seen what's happened before. Stopped him getting to the bucket, and that kind of ground the offense to a halt. And again, another strong, aggressive move from the hot hand at the other end. Rocks lead back up to 6.
6 it is, and we'll see what happens after the timeout. The Sharks inbound the ball, and they feed it back into TJ. Spinning around, doesn't get anything. Mike Tuck goes down the middle, goes up off the glass, and TJ gets the rebound and puts it in. And the offensive rebounding for the Sharks paying off there as TJ gets a basket. He's been really quiet so far tonight, Ian.
Yeah, he has, and he scored as we see the Sharks come out with what looked like a zone, but has dropped back into man-to-man as Ashara drops along too. Yeah, we see TJ almost picks up as many points through second chance and offensive rebounds as he does through the kind of regular flow of the offense for the Sharks, but smart call by Coach Lyons here. We're seeing them, the Sharks featuring him, getting the ball. He's been quiet, but he can score, and has a little bit of size on Will Hall down there in the post, so Coach Lyons has spotted that, called his player out to give him the opportunity to score, and there's 2 good possessions, and 2 points last time, chances for 2 more here.
TJ makes 2 from 2. 3:30 left here in the third quarter. And Kyle Oddiston there. Gillis gets past him. Akara with the hands there, but Kyle Oddiston gets a hand on that. And the bad pass there from Gillis, and Gerald Brooks picks that off.
Smart play, just taking his time down the floor. See if the Sharks can grind this lead back by another 2.
Ball comes out to Gerald Brooks from outside, but John Barber gets the rebound, the offensive rebound. Notices the mismatch, gets inside. And Grabo there called for pushing in the back against John Barber. Sharks nearly lose that there, but get it back, and Gerald Brooks from outside goes past everybody, goes high off the glass, avoiding the long arm as the Rocks come down the floor, and Will Hall makes a tough basket at the other end.
Yeah, real smart play, just hard work. Rocks recognising they had half a chance there to run, and a nice left-hand finish from Will Hall.
Mike Tuck from way out, doesn't get the drop that time. Gillis pulls up and knocks it down.
His hand's still hot there. Another tough play from Gillis.
John Barber now with the ball, curls to the middle, makes a nice move, but gets called for a double dribble there. I think just lost the dribble and needed 2 hands to pull it back in, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, maybe we still, again, we talk about experience in these games. The Shark ran a play for TJ Robinson in the low post, 2 times running, got a 2-point, easy 2 points and a good look going to the basket, and all of a sudden they go away from exactly the same play, and he's got the same guy on him, they've got the same team out there, but the Sharks not recognising how effective that was. As we see the Sharks come up with a defensive rebound, let's see if they go back to that same play and attack the Rocks down in the low post.
Gerald Brooks there called for the offensive foul.
But we saw again that last play, the Sharks running an offensive sequence that's designed to look for perimeter shots before the inside, having gone inside with success the previous 2 offenses.
Will Hall steps through everybody there.
Smart play, just missed the layup, recognised his height advantage. Rocks need those buckets if they're going to close this game down.
Brandon Hogg back in the game for the Sharks. And Sam Talawassi's in there as well. The shot clock's counting down. Brandon Hogg goes to the middle, looks to get it up, and gets to the basket again, and kisses it off the glass.
Clark cannot stop Brandon Hogg all game long. His coach is going nuts, and we'll see if he can make a good decision at the other end. Brandon Hogg has been able to go by him whenever he wants, which leads to frustration and puts a lot of pressure on his teammates. Let's see if he can get back into the game, because that's a big ask for Mavic to pick him up for the rest of the game.
Nakara gets it back. Doesn't get a drop there, but the rebounds are coming in. And Grabo gets to the floor. And he gets it around TJ's arm. Good basket there for the Rocks. Worked hard to get that one. Lead by 6.
Yeah, again, let's see if the Sharks can get this ball inside the paint. Either on penetration or to the big guys as the clock winds down.
Brandon Hogg for 3. And it drops, and it's great, and on the buzzer, Brandon Hogg hits the 3. And Ian, he came back in at the end of that quarter and made 5 big points.
Yeah, he did. He got we'll give him the shooter's roll on that last one, off the front of the rim, off the backboard and into the basket. That's a big 3 points for the Sheffield Sharks there at the end of the quarter. Gives them momentum and keeps that deficit very, very low, as opposed to the 6 points had he missed.
So here we go. It's the last 10 minutes of somebody's season here at EIS Sheffield. The Rocks lead by 3, 55-52, but trail by 8 overall in the tie. And Ian, it's big quarter, big time for big players.
Yeah, that's right. And we see the two hot hands guarding each other to start this quarter. Gillis and Hogg have been effective for their teams in that last quarter. See how much energy it takes to try and shut each other down, and maybe we see the...
Bunyan steps back, doesn't drop, and Achara comes up with the ball, but falls down there and gives it up, and the Sharks pull that in with Brandon Hogg. Kyle Oddister with the ball. A screen for Brandon. Spins. Gets called for a travel there.
Get that ball inside and pound it where they've got an advantage. Also tires out the Rocks team, who now have a couple of guys who've played heavy minutes, who'll be feeling the legs at the end of a long season.
Akara there comes, spins in, gets the ball, and it does drop there. Brandon Hogg nearly had a hand on that, but good job by Acharo, keeps the ball alive and gets the score. Sam Tolawasi comes down the middle, tries to find TJ Robinson, but there's a hand there from the Rocks, pushes it out of bounds.
As a teammate, I can see how his teammates would enjoy playing on the same team, because he'll give that ball up rather than pound and just look for his own points. As we see the advantage of Hogg being able to get to the basket yet again.
And this time he gets helped out by TJ. And Gillis for 3 from outside. The hot hand knocks it down. The ball there moving around. Brandon Hogg looking to try and get that inside. Gets called for stepping out of bounds there.
Again, another offense with the Sharks, with the ball going around the perimeter, not really looking to throw that ball inside, with John Barber, TJ Robinson and Mike Tuck on the floor at the same time, not able to get that ball into the paint as the Rocks extend that lead to 8 points.
Stevens there with the tip-in, and Gerald Brooks now looking to try and make something happen, picks up the ball a little early, but gets the pass off to TJ. And the Sharks, not pretty at the moment from the Sharks, but they still have the ball. And it comes back out, and TJ shoots a 3. Doesn't drop. Boxing out there from Achara, moved Mike Tuck out, and the ball bounces into the Rocks' hands. And it's Gillis again, the hot hand. And Stevens with the rebound, puts it back in. And wow! The Rocks have stretched it out to 10, and now we've got a ball game, Ian, because the game is practically tied. The Sharks inbound the ball. in a game that's practically tied now over all the two times. As Gerald Brooks looking to get it inside. Goes around everybody but loses it. The intensity level's right up there, Ian. In the audience, on the court, I'm feeling it sat here with you, Ian.
Yeah, it's good, and it should be. This is playoff basketball. The referees are they're a strong team. They've called a consistent game. We talked about one or two quick calls at the beginning of the game. They were tight, but they've let the guys play, and they've let them the players play. They've not decided the games themselves. They're letting the players decide, and that's all you can ask as a player. As we see the intensity, as you said, shift both on the floor and off it from the crowd. This is a huge game. A lot to play for in these last 6.5 minutes.
And Stevens there makes a tough basket there. But turns around and comes off the fit contact with TJ and knocks it down. And Gerald Brooks now. The double comes and he finds Gerald, and Mike Tuck comes down the middle. Gets a whistle call there.
When you're aggressive and the ball goes into the basket, it draws the whole defense and makes everything else so much easier. When the ball's going round and round the perimeter, there's less work to do for the defense. They're just playing the passing lanes, and you end up working the ball further and further away from the basket. So the last two times, although Mike's missed that first free throw and the second, the Sharks get good, they get good things, they get good shots and good looks. They're the shots that you want to be taking in the last 6 minutes of a game.
Gillis puts it up and Brandon Hogg pulls the rebound in. Mike Tuck's missed his last 4 free throws. That could count big in this game. Gerald Brooks now finds Mike Tuck in the post, and TJ goes from the top and kisses it off the glass. And every point feels like it's life and death here at EIS at the moment. Both teams need to make defensive stops and scores to reach the playoff final. And Bunyan from the corner is wide open.
Good offense from the Rocks, unselfish play from Gillies. I think that's Bunyan's first points, but he's comfortable. He's taken a couple of shots already. Let's see if the Sharks go back inside now and look to attack that paint.
And now the leg is tied. It's the Sharks led by 11. And TJ hits a 2. You've got to love this game tonight. Achara there with the ball. Played a lot of minutes for his team, and Kieran Achara just must be getting tired out there a little bit. Bunyan steps up, the clock's counting down. And that
good luck there. We're right in line with that one, John. We could see he had the line right, just a little bit long. I think Bunyan for a second thought he'd made what was a very tough shot. Good defense from the Sharks. They'll live if that's the type of shot the Rocks get from here on in towards the end of the game. No question, the Sharks will win this one.
The Sharks leading by, we're having to work the score out as we go along now. The Sharks leading by 2 in the tie. Brandon Hogg feeds it to TJ, but he's blocked again by Achara, who finds a way around and brings it off a Rocks player.
Enjoy the game rather than influence
Gerald
it.
Brooks goes up, doesn't drop, but Mike Tuck gets it and then steps up, doesn't drop there again, and the Rocks get the rebound. Wow, the pace is immense tonight. Gillis has picked that up. Stevens steps up with a shot. Doesn't drop.
That's good. Sharks again. Sharks will live with that one. That's not the shot the Rocks want with 4 minutes left in the playoff game with the shot to try and win the game. Good defense from the Sharks.
Brandon Hogg there gets to the middle again. Steps back this time. Doesn't drop. Mike Tuck hits the floor. And Bunyan there steps back. Foot's on the line. Hits a 2.
That's a good look.
But that gives the Rocks the lead in the tie now. They're up by 14. And Brandon Hogg gets to the basket again, and another foul call. Gerald Brooks with the ball. The shot clock's counting down. He wants everybody out of the way. And he steps back. Doesn't drop. And the Rocks get the ball up the floor. And Gillis, who's been instrumental in this game.
They want that ball in Gillis's hand.
And they've managed to do that, Ian, there. Tough defense from Gerald Brooks, but the clock's counting down. Gillis has slipped there. And a jump ball's called. And the Sharks get the ball. Coach Sterling Davis wants a timeout. But you know he wants to make that. The Sharks inbound the ball. The season is tied here at the moment for the Sharks. And TJ Robinson nearly loses it, but Kyle Oddister pulls it up, who shoots a long three, and it doesn't drop. And a big rebound there. Every play huge now for the game. Gillis with the ball. Whoever the next points in this game could be crucial for either team. Kieran Achara spins inside, goes over Mike Tuck and doesn't drop. And TJ pulls in a big rebound. And
Yeah, huge ball. Good offense from the Rocks. I think Achara just looked guarding the likes of Tuck and Robinson all game is hard work.
Brandon Hogg with the huge offensive rebound there and puts it back, and that brings the game back to the Sharks. He's still so close to calling. We got a minute and a half to go, and everybody in EIS is shouting out, wanting the Sharks to do well. A big screen there. It's Gillis who's been hot, goes down the middle, finds a car in the corner, who shoots and misses, and Kyle Oddister pulls that rebound in. And the referee blows his whistle, stops the game to wipe the floor.
And the Sharks have got great opportunity here to extend it to what would be a 4-point lead.
Brandon Hogg with the ball, finds Mike Tuck, and the Sharks looking to get it into Gerald Brooks' hands. And the double team comes, and it's Mike Tuck for three, misses, but the rebound comes, and TJ Robinson gets the rebound and puts it in.
We talked about it at the beginning of the game, now we're seeing it at the end. That is a huge play from TJ Robinson.
Wow, what a basket from Gillis. What a basket from Gillis.
9 points, we see the Sharks here. A bucket, I think, a bucket almost gives them the tie. But the
Gerald
Sharks
Brooks
here,
there, going all the way around, finds it. Kyle Oddister who pulls up off the glass, and Kyle Oddister hits the layup there, off the dribble, puts it up there and knocks it down. And there you go, Ian, just what we needed for the Sharks. Brings the game. It's a weird conversation to have. The Sharks are down in this game by 7, but lead by 4 overall in the tie.
a bit tired.
They get it into Gillis' hands. And again, the same thing again. This time Gillis steps into the corner.
Oh, he's out of bounds.
And Bunyan never came back in bounds there. Coach Lyons calls for timeout.
Smart call.
The ball comes in. Brandon gets it into Gerald Brooks. And the foul comes. A second goes off the clock there. The curls come round. Everybody in the ball gets in. And Kyle Oddister dribbles out of trouble. And Kieran Achara there with the foul.
That makes a big difference.
Sharks inbound the ball.
To the basket. Right to the basket.
And TJ Robinson
with the layup.
Wide
Game over.
Wide open underneath. And TJ Robinson makes that. And Gillis pulls up for three. And TJ with the rebound there pulls it in. And a foul there from Stevens.
You could see that last play developing. You said, should we take a layup? As he misses the foul shot. It doesn't matter at this stage. But that was smart play. In the last 20 seconds, we saw the Sharks game management. Excellent play. Stopping the clock, making the Rocks work, and getting the ball to the basket at the other end. That'll see the Sharks through to the O2 in the finals of the BBL playoffs.
And there we go, Ian, as you said, the Sharks are in the BBL playoff finals at the O2. Lose this tie 68-73, but win overall by 5 points. So we're just waiting now. We'll come back and we'll find out who Ian McKinney selected as the Sharks MVP.
Our MVP tonight had 1 steal, 3 assists, 8 rebounds, and 20 points.
And Ian McKinney, there was a few players tonight that stepped up, but this guy in particular stood out for you, Brandon Hogg.
Yeah, he was aggressive all night. He made big shots. He created what looked like some easy shots, but I can assure you, in a playoff game, even a layup isn't an easy shot, but he was aggressive all night, led to so many good things. Mike Tuck led from the front in terms of intensity, got his team going, but Brandon Hogg for the Sharks was unstoppable tonight all the way through the game.
You did so well, especially in the first quarter. Tell us about that.
Well, I got off to a slow start last game, and Coach kind of pointed that out to me. I was being a little lazy, and I just wanted to come out and try to set the tone for the guys, man, because I knew it was going to be a dogfight. So we came out swinging, and we were able to withstand their blows and, come out with a win today. So we're happy.
I think tonight we came out a little bit hesitant, a little bit tight. I don't know. I think we wanted it so much sometimes that can be a negative. And they came out kind of with the attitude nothing to lose. They really were aggressive. They shot the ball well. Sterling, give him credit, the coach of the Rocks. He did an amazing job with them, getting them in the game, getting them, thereabouts, and we just were able to pull it out at the end. But it was a hard-fought game. Both teams, you could tell, really strategically worked hard in between games, and there was a lot of adjustments made on both sides. But we were able to make a good run at it, and we're going to the O2, so I'm proud of my guys.
I noticed that the other team was kind of out for you. All the fans were sort of heckling you in the first quarter. What was going on there?
Always. The fans are always out for me. They're out for blood. I think it's just because I've been in the league for so long, so they like to have a little fun before the game. They were egging me on a little bit, so it's all fun, and just happy we got the win today. I'm just proud of my guys. I think we're a team that deserves to go down there and play in this final, so it's well done to the team today.
Well done to the team, and congratulations, and good luck for Sunday.
Oh, it was a great game, one. It's so exciting, great atmosphere. The lads done great, obviously. Glasgow, it pulled them back a little bit. The game was tied then over the 2 games. But they held the nerve and they come up. Some great basketball. It was just a great evening, and it's great that you can go to the O2 now, and I look forward to playing Leicester.
So now, are you going to get to watch it on TV, or are you actually going to go to the game on Sunday?
I won't, because we've got a game ourselves actually on that day, on the Sunday, but I'll be rooting for them. I've seen them a couple of times this season, and fully deserved. It's a great spectacle, and it's great for the supporters to go and see them as well.
Well, even though the Sharks lost 68-73, they won by aggregate 6 points. So congratulations to the Sharks, and they are off to the O2 finals. This is Jean McGinnis. Good night.